Tell me one thing, when you talk of the social emotional skills while drumming,
Hmm.
what exactly does that include?
Okay, so social emotional skills, okay, they include attention span, being able to focus. It includes turn taking, impulse or self control, stress management, teamwork, self regulation, which would also go hand in hand with the self control, impulse control, self esteem, and confidence. So and because it's uh, it's a group activity or group engagement, it's the opportunity for these kids to learn social skills. You wait your turn, we take turns. They learn sharing, because what I have done is, of course, not within the past year with the pandemic, of course, things have just shut down a lot, but what I've done is that e- I give, I will try to give every child if I have a small enough group, I will give every other child a drum, and then I give the others shakers.
Okay.
Okay. Then halfway through the session, then we switch. So they have to wait their turn. If they want to play drums or shakers, they have to wait until I say, okay, now let's be good friends, and now let's share with our neighbor. You get the drum and you get the shaker. So that's what I've uh, so that's one way that they learn how to share as well. So and they're doing all of this within the context of play. You know, they're learning these skills, and we know how important play is in OT, in occupational therapy. Very important. No matter how old, no matter how young, everybody needs to find time for themselves, some way to play. So they're learning in play is how I see it.
Yeah. George, tell me one thing. What about kids who
Mhm.
flap a lot? So when they do drumming, does that give them a proprioceptive input? Does that help them to get that input, which they get like this when they drum? Does it help in, have you seen, what's your experience?
Okay, I personally, okay, I have not seen that behavior, that self-stimulatory behavior. I have not seen it where the drum wasn't involved, but for sure it is giving. If the child is seeking if it's a um as if they're doing this and they're flapping their hands, for sure the drum is a proprioceptive way for them to receive input in their hands. So I'm thinking that it may actually help them as well, not just proprioceptive, but as well as tactile input. Okay, the thing I like about the drum is that it's a multi-sensory tool, because you get auditory involved, you get proprioceptive involvement, and you all also get tactile. And when the kids really get into it and they're having fun, then you can actually also get the vestibular, because when they start to rock back and
Rocking.
forth and they're playing,
Yeah.
rocking as they're playing, or
Yeah.
when you're really having fun and you're getting into it, and you can see them really get into it, then every single time we move our bodies, that's some type of vestibular input that we are receiving. So that's one of the things that I do like about the drums. It's a multi sensory tool, and of course, um, um, and again, it can be something that is calming. Um, where you don't always have to be engaged. And I'll give you a story. So I had a student with a traumatic brain injury, and I went into the classroom, and she was sitting on the floor. She did not speak, and she was rocking back and forth, crying. I went in there, and the staff did not know why she was crying. They didn't know if it was she didn't sleep, she was in pain, maybe something else, but they didn't know it. So I went and I sat next to her on the floor, and she and I started playing the heartbeat sound on my drum that I had. Just, and she calmed herself down and she fell asleep.
Wow.
And she stopped crying. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So for me, I'll have to say that drumming has been, I've been a therapist for 20 years, and drumming has been the most functional thing I have done with not just with the kids, but with the adults as well. It's been great. I can't even say enough about it. So.
Uh-huh. Is there a difference between drumming with the hands and drumming holding sticks? How is it different? I believe it.
Oh yes. Oh yes, yes. Drumming with the sticks, which I do. I play drums on at my church on Sundays, so I do both. Um, yes, because drumming with a stick is more. There are more limbs that are involved. Okay, because you're not just doing this, then you get your feet involved. So, um, so and it takes more time, and it'll be I to me, it's not practical when it comes to doing something in a group setting. It's just a completely different thing. Um, but drumming, that also makes me feel good as well, because I'm still, um, every single time you hit a stick on the drum, you're still getting that tactile feedback, the proprioceptive feedback. You're getting the same type of feedback as you would as when you're playing a hand drum. But the thing I like about the hand drum, though, is that no, well, I take it back. I think that the hand drum, I think you will get even more
Tactile.
tactile,
More
because yeah,
tactile.
because you
Yes.
exactly more than the sticks, because it's traveling the the sensation and everything is traveling through the stick from the head to the stick. But when you're using your hand, it is just all skin on on that drum. So
And I
it,
think when we hold the stick or something, it's more, I would say, working on fine motors also, right? It kind of develops that.
yeah, and you can also besides the gross motor aspect that is involved in drumming, because you're moving your elbows, and then there's some shoulder movement involved. Of course, there's fine motor involved, because in order for you to be able to spread your fingers apart or spread them together, you have to have those skills as well. So
Yeah.
it works that as as well. You know,
In fact,
I like
even finger dissociation. So I can go like this also, right? I can drum with fingers also. Can I?
Yeah, yeah, because if I'll show you, like like if you when so yeah, so yes, to
Yeah.
separate your fingers for sure, and of course we need separation of the hand in order to write, in order to cut with scissors, um, comb our hair and everything. We need all of that. So yes.
Yeah. How about covering the drum with different textured material? Have you tried putting a bubble wrap in drumming, putting a towel in drumming? Would that give a different experience? I'm just curious.
That's a very good idea. I have never put bubble wrap on drumming. Um, see, so I'm learning some new stuff from you as well. But yeah, I've never tried that. One of the texture or the drums that I like to use with the kids, though, are synthetic. I especially right now with COVID, I don't use the regular type of animal skins, like goat skin or cowhide, that you may see on a drum, because these drums that I have, I can they're made out of a synthetic material, and a PVC shell, which means that I can wipe them down with a disinfectant wipe after I'm done. So yeah, but I've never tried it with putting something else on top of it. But that
Mm-hmm.
would be neat. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember once when I was many years back, I think 2001 or so, I was working with a center, and there was one therapist who came, and she asked me to put some pulses in a bottle and come. So somebody had pulses, somebody had rice, somebody had drums, somebody had a tambourine, and she would make a rhythm. And we would all copy with whatever that we had. And that I remember was so much fun, when we did that. So,
Right. Yeah, we call that call and response with the drumming. Like, I do something, and then you do it back to me. Yeah.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So,
Okay.
George, what is this drumming circle that you do? How long is the session? How many people are there in the session? How many times do we need to do it?
Okay. So a community drum circle is basically, I like to call it a rhythm party. Okay, it is where the community can come together, no matter what age you are, no matter if you have experience or not. You come together, and it's a time of connection in rhythm. It's time of self expression in fun. We connect, and it's all done with not just drums, but you can have other types of hand percussion as well. Like, you can have shakers, you can have bells, you can have uh, claves, two sticks that you hit together. So um, even though drums are the foundation of the beat, a drum circle will include other instruments and not just drums. Um, drum circles have been around for a while, so um, they can last it can last for as however long you want it to last. Um, some some people might have a drum circle every week. Some people might have one every 2 weeks. Some people might have a drum circle once a month, which is what I have usually done before COVID. And next week, May 1st, I'm supposed to be starting those up again here. So hopefully that goes good. And so the drum circle that I have there at this ecumenical center, um, I we have it for an hour and a half, but we take short breaks in between. But there's no designated time that you have to have a drum circle for it to be beneficial to you. You can go, I mean, you can have it for 30 minutes, somebody an hour and a half, 2 hours, and the frequency can change. But the one thing that I do believe is that you can see and you can feel the the benefits of it for yourself just in one session, um, for a community drum circle. Yes.
So you are based in US, and if people
Mhm.
some from some other part, if they want to join you in the drumming circle, how can that be done?
Okay. Okay. So as of right now, I am doing every week. So it's more like a virtual, or no, it's more like I try to do it once a week now, where I'm on Facebook Live. And so if people join my Tambo Rhythms group, okay, on Facebook, okay, then they can play along with me. Um, and I leave the video up there, so even if they can't meet me live, they can always go back and play to the video. Or if people want to, where they're at, have their own group, and then they contact me and they want to do something over Zoom, and they want me to lead them, or to facilitate an event for them, I I I can do that as well. So yes, so even if they can't be here person, there now that we have, especially now, with virtual, they can always contact me.
Do you only work with parents, or do you also train therapists on some basic principles that you have learned over the years?
Yes, I train. Um, I can train parents and I can train therapists as well. As a matter of fact, I've trained an OT student, and I've had therapists that have trained with me as well. Yes, and then um, when you train with me, it is done one on one. I show you how to facilitate a basic uh, drumming session, and I also send you a protocol to follow. So you have like a little outline as to what it is that you want to do, and you can change it as you see fit. But yes.
You told me you've been a drummer before you became an occupational therapist. So, how has that helped you? And what if we are not drummers? How would that help? Would that affect us? Would that not affect us?
You mean being a facilitator or being involved?
Being a
You mean
facilitator as well as
a
being involved.
facilitator? Right. Okay. Well, being involved, yeah, you do not have to be a drummer to be involved, because it's not about performance. It's about you being able to express yourself through the drum or whatever percussion instrument you have. Now, if you want to be a facilitator, you know, um, you I would say, as long as you have a basic sense of timing, a basic sense of rhythm, then yes, it is something that I believe that you can do. You do not have to be a professional musician to be able to facilitate. You
That
know.
really helps. And I just wanted to ask you for one thing, George. Can you do something on the drum and I copy so that people who are listening get an idea about what exactly do you do? Just a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So
Is
okay,
it
so
okay
I'm
if I is it okay if I clap along?
yeah. So I'll play on my drum, and then when I do this, okay, then you play what I play when you see me do that. Okay. So here we go. Here we go.
Oops, sorry.
There you go. Right.
That was good. I
So
loved it.
that's call and response.
Ah,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So it was amazing talking to you, and I've really learned a lot. Is there, and if people want to contact you, George, how can they
Hmm.
contact you? What is your
Okay.
website, your Facebook? I mean, how can they reach you?
Okay. Okay. So you can go to tamborhythms.com. That would be Well, I'm sure you'll have that in the link, but it'll be tamborhythms.com. You can go to the Tambo Rhythms Facebook group, ask to join it there, or on Instagram at Tambo Rhythms.
Wonderful. So it
Yeah.
was amazing. Thank you for your time. I really, really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I do appreciate it as well. Thank you.